What is going up, everyone? What's going on? What's going on? This is David from David Outdoors. Saturday, 8 o'clock. So this week, we're going to do updates on Dad's journey to 1,000 subscribers update, and a whole bunch of fun things that we're going to do this interesting hour, hopefully, or so. So if you have just coming to the channel here, ask any question that you want pertaining to my channel, hopefully. So let's get right to it. Let's go. Last week's subscriber count was 33. We gained 9 subs. This week, this is amazing. 60 subs as of 20 minutes ago. I went from 59 to 60 subs. That's 27 subs in 1 week. So thank you, everyone out there, for subscribing to my channel. And when I was, a month or two ago, I was like 14 subscribers. I'm like, it won't grow. Yeah, it grew. Well, it grew because of you out there watching my channel. And I can't say thank you enough. So I do appreciate it. And I'll probably be thanking you through the whole channel here. So hello, Michael Allen. What's going on? So very excited, 60 subscribers. So didn't think I'd get there. I apologize. I was there and I lost some subs. So that's my other question this week is if anybody out there has lost any subscribers. I did get to 61 and I dropped back to 55 and it increased the past couple of days. So I was kind of wondering why I lost subscribers. I've heard some other people say that. Hello. So Diane, Diva, how you doing? What's going on? So yeah, I was just wondering about the subscriber counts. I heard a lot of people are losing subscribers. So I'm new to this YouTube thing here, so I'm not really quite sure what's going on with that. Let's see what else we got going here. Oh, I got to thank a little shout out here to Pusa Studios. Awesome. That's give them a little shout out there. I've gone to their live streams, and they're amazing people. They're helping everybody, get out there and just connecting with a lot of people. So I appreciate that, what they've done for me in my channel. They've brought me, with a lot of people, and I can't thank them enough. Barry from Joe Daddy's Garage. Barry's awesome. If you have any questions on restoring vehicles like Mustangs and Palace, go to his channel. It's Joe Daddy's Garage. Guy, his name's Barry. He's amazing. He's very, very smart. I've talked to him quite a bit and very, very knowledgeable. So if you're restoring a car or something like that, he's the guy to go to. So also Mallory from Quebec Homestead. She, like I said last week, she took me under her wing. She definitely did. She's helped me a lot by giving me a lot of information and directing me to the right places to go and stuff like that. So I do appreciate that. I'm happy to see you. Well, thank you very much, Diva Diane. Thank you. So this week has been very, very hot here. I don't know where everybody is, but it's been hot. It's been in the 90s, and normally in May it's like 60s, maybe 50s. So we've had a long week of really, really hot temperatures, and I'm thinking that it's going to be a long, long summer if we have temperatures like this, because my electric bill is going to go up from the air conditioner. So I don't know about you guys, but it's, as you know, I'm a renewable person, so I don't like paying for electric or gas or oil or anything like that. So I definitely don't like the heat. I like colder air is better, because like I've said a million times, if you're really cold, you throw a jacket on, put some gloves on and a hat on. If you're really hot, unfortunately, you can't take everything off, because if you take everything off, that's not good. It's harder to cool down than it is to heat up. That's always my main thing. Even though my job pertains to a lot of snow, So what are we gonna do here? Oh, political talk? Nope, not gonna do that. So if anybody has any questions on the political stuff, not here. I'm not much in the political world. Sorry. We will be. I will be posting some videos here in a couple weeks. Going away on a camp trip with a family. It's a pretty cool mountainous area, so I'm going to be doing some videos on that, kayaking and or canoeing and fishing, and so that'll be. Stay tuned for that. That's pretty fun. So, what else I got going here? My garden update. Growing great. 90-degree weather. Yeah, growing really good. The peas are like last week. They're tall, but they're really, really tall. So they should be actually flowering anytime soon. The radishes I picked 4 or 5 radishes today. Not super big. You don't, with radishes, if you pick them, if you let them grow too big, they'll just split. They'll get wet. If they get too much moisture, they just split open. Basically like a tomato. Tomato is the same thing. If you let a tomato get too big, you don't pick it, it's just going to split. What else got to say? Yes. With the garden too, my lettuce and my spinach also has been really good. I trimmed that up today. Actually had that in a salad with my radishes. So if you like checking out my pallet garden, I'll be updating. I think there's a video going up tomorrow. That's showing how big the garden has grown. Beside the corn, the potatoes, the onions, and the tomatoes are growing. Everything's just growing really good. So that's the update on the garden. Oh, the compost. That was I was going to say. I put, as you've seen before in the videos, I put potatoes in the compost, and you could just see them growing. They're growing really good, and them and the peas I put in there, and I put a tomato plant also in the compost. And like I said before, the compost is perfect because it has heat in it. So if it's early spring and you have a nice compost pile from like chicken manure or cow manure or whatnot, even grass clippings if it's early enough, you can, by putting in a compost, it generates heat. And then if you put like plants in it, it'll keep them warm. So and it breaks up that compost pile, which when it breaks it up, it gives it nutrients for the next year. So I'm big on planting in the compost piles. It's good if you have extra seeds. If you plant your garden and you want to, or you got leftover seeds, throw them in your compost. Kind of like a garbage plate, so to speak. You just throw them out there and see what grows. I've done that with pumpkins. I've done that with zucchini, and it's kind of cool actually. Kind of quiet tonight in the chat. So I don't know if you've seen any of the NordiTrack video. That was heavy. The family bought the NordiTrack treadmill series. I think it's the XN11, something like that. Heavy. It's a couple hundred pounds. Me and my son carried it down the stairs and sorry about that. Got to turn the phone down. It was heavy. It was really heavy. We brought it in. The company dropped it off on a pallet. So that was the best thing, is when they're dropping off on a pallet, it's going to be really, really heavy. So we took it apart. Of course, it had to have been warm that day. But hey, Barry, what's going on? There's Barry from Joe Daddy's Garage. That's a guy who knows about restoration. Barry's awesome. Served our country. Appreciate that. Can't thank you enough. Can't thank all my veterans out there. I'm going to say that every week from now on. I've got my flag up here because it's concrete wall. It's not pretty, but you know what's pretty? It's that American flag right there. So unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to serve my country, so I'll make this quick. You veterans are great. Active, not active. Appreciate everything you've done. So, but yeah, back to Barry real quick. If you have any car questions, restoration, either way, go to Joe Daddy's Garage, and I'll tell you what, he's very informed. He knows his stuff. I'm starting out, and he's helped me a lot. He's put me on his stream, and and I do appreciate everything he's done for me. So definitely, I know there's only a few people on my channel here, but go check him out. He's definitely worth it. Back to where I was talking about. Say cheat sheets. I do them every week. Back to the NordTrack. That's what I was talking about. It's easy to lose train of thought here. NordTrack heavy. Putting it together. Half the bolts didn't line up, so it made it really tough. You know, ratchet them down. So my advice to you is take your time putting it together. And I think, oh, I did, yeah, Barry, I did see your deer feeders from before. That was kind of neat. Yeah. So check out his channel. He's got a new video coming up. He's editing right now, and for deer feeders. So check him out. Oh, Lauren Medicis, how you doing? Extra tomatoes garden, yes, yes. I'll have extra tomatoes. You can't have them though. That's what we also do with the tomatoes in the garden. We make. We have like the whole family has like a weekend. We get together and we cook down the tomatoes and make sauce and stuff like that for the season. So it's pretty cool. Rosalie says hi. Hi, Rosalie. Again, the NordTrack. NordTrack, for me, it was a little difficult. Like I said, the nuts didn't line up, or the bolts, excuse me, that go into the handles. And it's not too bad. It looks simple to put together. If you don't line those bolts up, you just gotta be careful you don't strip them. So on that note, outside of that NordTrack, it's pretty cool. I ran on it a little bit, walked on it. And the neat thing about it is it'll decline. If you're running on the treadmill, it'll decline. And then if you're going up a hill, it'll go up. So the ramp goes up, the ramp goes down. And it's got fans on it. And you basically can watch the guy or girl, whoever you're following, wherever they're going is the path that you're taking, which is kind of cool. You can be on some mountain or something like that and up and down. And basically you're on that same trail that they are. So that will be on. So Barry's deer feeders, Barry's from Joe Daddy's garage, will be on Joe Daddy's workshop. So tune in and check out. Just want to add that. How many miles have you tracked on the NordTrack? None. Just the video. If you see my video, that's about all I've checked out or did for miles. I'll get on it sooner or later. As you know, it's getting in shape and exercising. It's tough. You know, you got to you come home from work. Last thing you want to do is go downstairs or upstairs, wherever you're doing, and work out. It's definitely, you got to have it in here. You got to have that drive to do it. I do like working out when in the mood, unfortunately. The NordTrack treadmill, I'll be on it sometime. But the rest of the family, they like to use the treadmill. So, all right. So if anybody likes to talk about my biogas digester, that's my renewable energy. This week it's been great. They thrive on heat. Using colder climates, they don't thrive so much, so they don't make as much methane. So they like last week or this past week has been the 90s. A lot of methane gas, which is biogas, has been produced. For those of you who don't know what biogas is, it's methane that is created from food waste. So basically, you inoculate your tank, which whatever storage unit you're using. I'm using an IBC tote. Please check out those videos, and they're self-explanatory. So you take a big tank, put in, inoculate it with bacteria, which could be Ridex, cow manure, and once it starts producing a gas, then that means it's time to start putting food waste in there, and then it'll make methane, and then you can burn it. So if you check out my videos, you can see where I've got one video. It's kind of neat. It's a morning video where there's like a big blue flame. That's from biogas. That's not propane. That's not gas. That's made right there in my backyard, which is kind of cool. Hey, Mallory from Quebec Homestead. How you doing? Oh, that's right. Don't forget to smash the like button. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe. So appreciate that. So anybody else coming in here, check out Quebec Homestead. Mallory is awesome. She's doing some garden work. I guess she ripped out her garden with a excavator, and she's redoing that. So she does rhubarb and all that, and she does her own plants indoors, harden them off, and then she brings them outside. So definitely check out, if you're into gardening and whatnot, check out Quebec Homestead. Definitely. So the biogas. Yes, I have a lot of it. Not personally. So I cook it down. I use the biogas as example. A lot of people go off grid. I see a lot of people doing the off grid thing, and I'm really shocked that they don't. Which you can do what you want, but like the biogas costs really nothing. If you've seen my videos, I've also done composting hot water. Same thing. The first initial startup is, maybe $200 for the design that I created. So literally you could have hot water after mowing your lawn. And if you don't have a lawn, if you have branches, anything that you can make like wood chips, you can use straw, anything like that. You can put it in a pallet, put tubes in it and, like PVC packs. Just, check out my channel or my videos there I've got on how I did it. And it creates hot water. That's the crazy part. It literally, once you get the system up and running, all you have to do is maintain the compost that goes into your compost pile. And then when it's done, it's, food for your garden the next year. So it's, instead of throwing your grass clippings, your compost, if you have a farm, straw, throw it on the field, throw it right into a compost, throw it in with the tubes and stuff like that, and you'll heat water. I had my pile the other day, it was up to 145 degrees, and that's just taking 4 pallets, screwing them together, putting pipe in there, and putting grass clippings on there. And the water coming out was 94, 95 degrees. You can take a shower with that. And if you want to hook that into your regular hot water heater, hot water heater only has to warm it up for another 10 degrees. So you're not going to use much energy. So that's pretty perfect. That's awesome. I check out the methane gas. Yeah, Mallory, when I came onto the biogas, I think it was last year, I started looking at, YouTube is so informational. It's amazing. And I found so much on the methane. Like I said, I like to generate my own, proof of concept. And, if something happened, I could do it. Yeah, I can do it. And biogas was definitely, and it's just weird that no one, you say biogas and everybody goes, what's biogas? It's like they can't pronounce the biogas. I should say methane. I guess that's easier to say methane. That's what comes out of a cow's butt. Yeah, a guy here in Quebec heats the greenhouse all winter with horse manure. Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of videos where they take horse manure or even cow manure, and I have the smaller scale. They have lots of tubes, like thousands of feet of like 3/4 inch or 1 inch plastic pipe, or even bigger. And they mount it and mount it and mount it, and then they insulate it with like straw bales, and they pump that out of that pile during the wintertime, and it goes underground into their greenhouse, and it heats the beds for the plants. And it costs nothing. That's my whole thing, is it costs nothing. Yeah. Okay. I gotta stop saying that costs nothing. It costs the startup. That's it. It's like a propane tank. You buy the propane tank, you gotta buy the propane. So every time propane goes out, you gotta buy more. It's not with compost. You buy the compost, or you buy the setup, you just keep adding the compost. When the pile starts cooling down, you take that out, put new compost in, and it's just time and labor. That's all it is after that. It is amazing how much heat you can generate from a pile of compost. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But it's anywhere to get energy is a lot of work. I mean, if you buy propane or gas or heating oil, you got to go to work to make money to buy that stuff. So there's that way, or there's the other way that actually makes you healthy and stress-free. Because if you go to work, most people that go to work don't want to go to work. You got to go to work to feed the family. Well, if you generate that at home, you're more happy because you're at home. So there's definitely two different ways to look at it, I guess. But no, I'm really shocked though. The off-grid, I haven't seen a lot of off-grid people doing that with the composting. The composting pretty much is, you can do that like anywhere. The biogas is a little bit different. It's climate. You got to be more in a warmer area, or you have to insulate your tank, because if the temperatures drop, then the the bacteria that breaks down the food that you put in there, they get sluggish, like a human being. You get tired and cold, and you don't want to move too much. Same thing with them. So yeah, just with the grass clippings, I use grass clippings. I mean, you can use anything. You can use straw hay and stuff like that for the hot water. So my solar, I bought a 100-watt solar panel that should be here in a day or two. And I'm upgrading, because I talked about it last week, I'm upgrading my solar system from 90 watts to 190 watts. I have 90 watts, 2 kits from Harbor Freight. It's a nice little startup, but I wanted my batteries to charge more, so I just ordered the other day from Amazon. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but from a store, 100-watt, just a 100-watt panel with a charge controller. With a charge controller, you got to watch out. Like a lot of people, those Harbor Freight ones, they're only rated at like 7 amps or something like that. So you got to buy a better charge controller that can hold the amps, which is the power coming in, so it doesn't, cause issues down the road. So look, if you're doing the solar setup like that, then you definitely want to make sure you have a good charge controller. There's SunForce. I forgot the name of the other one. There's a whole bunch of them out there that definitely do your research with your solar, and then you'll be all set to go. Chickens. I've sold some chickens. I had 21 chickens. I'm selling actually 9 tomorrow morning, and that'll bring my numbers down a little bit. Just, it's tough when you get so many of them, then you got so many eggs that are literally coming out your ears. So it's definitely too much. Buy chickens. So what else we got going on here? I think I burned through my whole updates. Well, I don't know if I've talked about before, but I have rental property. I have 4 houses, because I need more stuff to do around the house. I have 4 houses and 9 units. Our family has a few rental properties about a half hour away from where we live. So if anybody has any questions on that, just ask away. Anybody can pretty much do rental property if you like, work. There's just a lot of people out there that think it's impossible. It's really not that impossible. Just I'll be doing some more videos on my rental property, and I did one where we rehabbed one. Me and the wife did. Just did a quick flip. We painted it up and got it rented out. So the RC dozer, doing a rebuild. I get bored. I take things apart. So the RC dozer is somewhat apart. I'm putting a new hood on it. I'm going to paint it up, it was a little rough looking. I kind of threw it together during this issue we had for the past couple months. I don't want to talk about it. We all know what's going on. So during that period of time, I rebuilt the dozer kind of quick, and I kind of redid it. So we're going to paint it up, put a new top on it. Rental properties interest me. Yes, Barry, I like it because it's passive income, and it's not a get rich scheme there. You have to put little, sweat and tears and blood and all that into it. Blood, sweat, and tears. So it's a business. It's not, if you get into rental property, it's you got to keep maintaining the buildings, and the people that are in there, you treat them, like humans, and a lot of people don't, and that's why they call the slumlords. Those people, stay away from the slumlords. But rental property is definitely a good investment. Me and towards the end of I've got food, not even 10 years left to where I work, and I'll be retired hopefully. So I'll be nice to have the rental property for, fall back on for, some money. And it's good to hand down if you have kids or anything like that. Rental property is great. It'll, it's great for them. So if you decide to pass it on to them, they'll always have passive income. So it's really good it can stay in a family and take care of your family. So the rental property is good. And it's tangible, or not tangible, excuse me. Anybody can do it. Like a lot of people say, I don't have the money. There's always a way to do something. If someone says, well, I can't do that because I don't have the money, or, well, then give up, I guess, right? No, I didn't. Rental property, it's for everybody. It really is. Every aspect of it. If you own your own house, or even if you live in an apartment, you still can do it. You can buy a place and manage it. So, or manage it for somebody that doesn't want to manage it. So there's rental property is great. Do I hunt? Yes, I do hunt. Mallory from Quebec Homestead. I do hunt. I hunt deer. I used to hunt small game, but I don't. When I was younger, I was into hunting a lot. I hunted a lot of small game, and then deer, of course. That's what we have here in the upstate. We do have bear. I don't like hunting bear. I'm not going to run out there in the woods where even though I do carry a weapon, I don't want, the bear chasing me down or whatnot. But I do hunt. I hunt. I try to take deer ear and feeds the family. So I try to be very humane about that. I don't try to shoot too many. I just shoot what I need, and that's enough for the family, and that's good enough for us. And I've been very successful. Thanks to a lot of friends for letting me hunt on the property, and shot some really nice big deer, some big deer heads. And I would show them in a video, but I don't know how some people feel with deer heads and stuff. So I try to keep it kind of on an even keel, so to speak. I try not to get too involved in stuff like that. Never to deal with a bad tenant over again. Was this? Yes, you have a very nice. It's a nice little area where you are, Mallory. Really nice up there. Yes, you do get bad tenants. Yes, you do. But there's a way to deal with everything. Like there's pros and cons for everything. That's how I look at it, and that's the way you look at it with rental properties. There's good things and bad things. It's like anything. It's like a job. You got great days at work, and you got some crappy days at work. So same thing with tenants. You're going to get people that you don't get along with, and there's ways of dealing with it, and deal with them the right way. That's all I can say is do it the right way, and do your due diligence, and everything will work out fine. Boarded horses. That's if you boarded horses, that's kind of the same thing, isn't it? They're tenants. Those tenants, though, they kick kind of hard, though. I think I've ran out of everything on my sheet here. Like my garden, we already talked about my garden. We talked about the weather, we already talked about that. The formula, I talked about that last week. I keep looking at it. I was out in the garage. Oh, I know what I got to talk about. The formula, I hopefully will get moving on that here. Now that probably the end of summer, I'll probably start messing around with that again. I got to order a part that's really expensive for me right now, and it's a coilover suspension for the instead of using springs, and I'm gonna do the coilover system. It's something new for the formula, and motor 2 is gonna be expensive, so gonna take my time, but I do want to build it. So, oh, you've seen my videos on my John Deere. You know, that's my big thing. My John Deere is the bagger, and I had some questions on YouTube about the bagger plugging up. It will plug up the chute if you mow damp grass. I've had that issue with myself. I try to mow, you know, midday, you know, 11 o'clock, between 11 and, you know, noon. And if you mow earlier when it's damp, if you mow later when it's, you know, gets damp again, you're going to have issues with the bagger system, because the chute will just fill up. So there's a bunch of variables. There's the wet grass. If it's wet, it's going to plug the chute up. If you don't put the blades on, there's the high lift blades that they have. You got to put those on, because that helps, you know, like a suction, creates a suction and blows the grass clippings into the bag. If you don't have the deflector set up right to deflect it to the far bag, then what's going to happen, it's just going to stop there and just clog all the way down the chute. So I didn't think this was an issue until I started mowing. I thought this would be great. It is great. You just have to take it in stride. You have to, like, if you have really deep grass and it's wet, you're going to have a lot of plugs. You have to get out, put your hand in there like I did today and clean it out. Like I said, my only recommendation for something like that is to not let your grass get super high, and don't mow it when it's wet. And that'll, speed too. If you're going to put it in 5th gear and crank along, then you're going to have a problem with it plugging up. What's your favorite hunting story? The big one that got away. Yes, I had a big deer. This is years ago that, let me adjust my camera here a little bit, as you see top of my head. And a big deer. This was the biggest one I've ever seen in my life, about 10 yards from me, and I missed during shotgun season. So it was very, very big. And a neighbor down the road got it during black powder season, and it's probably the biggest deer I've ever seen in my life. And makes you sick to your stomach when you miss something like that. Wasn't using the right weapon. That was the problem. Yeah, I took my son hunting. That was fun. I took my son hunting. This is years ago. We went bow hunting, and we lasted. It was fun. We lasted probably about 20 minutes in the woods, but the whole part of the hunting was going there. It was the whole getting dressed, putting him in the car seat. We were bow hunting. We wasn't really hunting, but it was just taking him out in the woods. And we got the little teepee thing set up and sat in there, and it was kind of dark. And when it got light out, he looks around. He's like, "All right, let's go home." So that did the hunting trip. That was my oldest son. My youngest son, that was interesting. We went hunting when he was young. This is a couple years ago, and we were bow hunting. I usually start out bow hunting, and you learn a lot with bow hunting. And we were sitting in a corn lot, and there was a lot of deer down to our left side, and we looked out in the corn down towards the field, and there was 4 or 5 doe, and straight ahead was this big deer, big buck, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." And at that time, my son started getting cold, and the deer weren't going to come towards us. So I said, let's leave. So we walked out into the field, away from the deer, start walking, back to the vehicle, and there was 2 deer then, 2 big bucks. So now we have a whole bunch of doe, 2 big bucks, and just us and a little bow. So as we're walking away from the deer, because the deer at this time, they're 100, 200 yards away. We start walking away. I look back. The deer go, "What's going on there?" They start following us. Here they come. 2 big bucks, which start following along. So I look at my son, let's pick up the pace a little bit. So we start, kind of trotting along, and sure enough, the deer, they start trotting along too. The one buck did branch off. He took off into the woods, but the other one, the more bigger one, decided he wants to see what we were. So it was safer to take my son and keep going than to stop and try to take a decent shot. So we got him moving. And the moral of the story is, don't mess around with deer. Well, we got out of there. He realized we were human. He must have got a scent and then ran off. But it was definitely interesting. So, anybody else got anything to add here? Or I'll probably make this short. I don't want to talk your ear off too much. I want to do another shout out to Pusa Studios. They're awesome. So I could shout them out 1,000 times. They help my channel out. Appreciate it. My big thing is too is with subscribers is when you subscribe to a channel, make sure that this is just me. You like the content. Don't just subscribe. It doesn't really, I don't think it helps anymore. I think that I guess people are cracking down or something like that. So if you're going to subscribe to someone's channel, definitely read it, do the righteousness by going and checking their channel out and seeing what they're about. A lot of people I put a lot of hours in on making these videos, and I do it for people out there that can't, like with gardening. I do it, for myself, of course, but I also love doing the videos for people that can't have gardenings, people sometimes in apartments can't have, or wherever it is, people that don't have access to gardens. Well, maybe they can live vicariously through my eyes as I do my gardening. So that's the thing with, with checking people's channels out. Check them out. If you're going to subscribe to them, check them out, view them, I think that's the right thing to do. That's what I do. If I'm going to subscribe to somebody, I'm definitely going to be nice and check it out. And, that's what I do. That's my little bit on that. Yeah. Pusa Studios. Yeah. Mallory, thank you very much. If anybody checks out my channel, check out Quebec Homestead. She's awesome. So check it out. You have a great night too. Thank you very much for stopping in. I appreciate that. And looks like Barry's out. But again, with Barry is Joe Daddy's Garage. Check him out. Joe Daddy's workshop. Check him out. Oops. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna make this quick. I'm not gonna make this 4 or 5 hours long because I run out of stuff to talk about. I will be every Saturday, 8 o'clock. I'm gonna do I got my fingers over here. There we go. Every Saturday, 8 o'clock, I'll do my updates on my dad's journey to 1,000 subscribers. I'll do that, and then I'll do my update on my garden because I love my gardens, and update RC Dozer. I'll probably get that going. If you've noticed, my channel is everything. I dabble in about everything outside the rental property and stuff like that. So, yes. I'm just reading some of the comments over here real quick. I got the biggest deer. Actually, my wife did get the biggest deer one year. Unfortunately, our Tahoe, we had a deer jump in front of the Tahoe. Chevy Tahoes, I'll tell you what, they can take a beating. Had a huge deer jump in front of the Tahoe, and it took the front out, but still, I was surprised at what, the impact that the inside of the Tahoe wasn't really, you couldn't even tell. So it's pretty cool. All right, everyone, I'm going to head out. Again, Saturday nights, 8 o'clock, I will do my updates on my biogas, my journey to 1,000 subscribers. We're at 60, getting closer. Don't have to do it overnight. So even if it takes a year, 2, 3 years, whatever it takes, it's a journey. So I'm not in a hurry. And if you want to subscribe. If you want to share it. I appreciate that. And like I said before, check out Quebec Homestead. Mallory's awesome. Check out Barry from Joe Daddy Garage. Check out Pusa Studios. and check out me. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys all next week, next Saturday, 8 o'clock. Thank you so much. I'm out.